So we just talked about how we can create these objects and we can give them all these different properties. The one property I avoided talking about was giving a function or giving an object a function. So we've worked with functions before. It's where we use the keyword function. We give our function a name and we do some code. Well, it turns out you can actually create a function specifically for a product. So adding a new property to my object, let's call this function, I don't know, display description. Now I'm getting a red line because once again, you do need a comma after each value unless you're the final value of your object. And now I need to create a function. So I'm going to say function. And any code I put in here is basically what the function will do. So let's try to keep this function, I don't know, pretty straightforward for now. Let's just say console, and I don't want to create too much space, console log. These comfy wool socks are only $5. A little sales pitch there. So now this product, this object, has its own function, and I can use that function whenever I want. So through dot notation, I could access the object, which is the variable name product, and I could call that function just like we would before. So on my website, the function is called because I clearly see this console log message, and we're good to go. Now, just one thing, if you're looking up stuff, you may see functions created with arrow notation. So that looks like this. So it's another way to create a function for an object. I don't like this. I mean, it looks pretty, but it actually limits what you can do with your function, and we don't need to get into specifics. I'll show you one specific. So if you see that they're doing what we're doing, which is this, like you'll see this too. Like this is just better. It gives you more flexibility. And I'll show you one case right now. Programmers are lazy. I don't want to write out all this junk. I might have 1,000 products. I don't want to write this little message for 1,000 different objects in my program. So what can I do instead? Well, I know the name of my product is socks. So this particular product, we're talking about a pair of socks. So I could say these lovely, and instead of hard coding socks, because maybe I'm talking about towels, or maybe I'm talking about shoes, or maybe my next object product is, you know, flowers. I'm lazy. I don't want to just hard code flowers in or shoes or socks. It's too much work. So what I could do is I could say these lovely plus name. I could use the property of my own object to get that word. Now you'll notice there's a little cross through this, a strike through this property name. Well, JavaScript wants to know if I'm talking about this particular property that is belonging to this object. And yes, I want to reference this property that belongs to this object. So I'm going to use this to tell JavaScript, yes, I'm talking about this property. So now when I do that, I actually get socks in my message. without having to hard code it in it. I could say these lovely socks are only, I don't know what the cost is. Cost is going to be different for every product. I don't want to hard code $5 in here. So what can I do? I could say plus this cost. And if your function is getting long, like you don't have to put it all in one line. Like you can create a function just like you normally would. These lovely socks are only $5. I could also hit it with the 2 fixed, round it to 2 decimal places. Why not? These lovely socks are only $5. And this is perfect because when I have another product and this product is shoes and these shoes cost $50, I'm done. That's all I had to change. I'm done. Product 2 dot display description. These lovely shoes are only $50. These lovely socks are only $5. I didn't have to fix any of this. This code was set up to access those values from those property value pairs. Easy. Easy. It's just very nice. Like you can even use the same function name. Like you don't have to like do all this like extra. Oh, objects are just very good. Very good. Moving forward, you should probably always be using objects. Very good, very easy.